We actually all know what the term shrinkflation means, right?
Shoppers noticing they are paying the same prices for smaller or less products.
They just make the product smaller to save on the manufacturing costs.
And then look, there is literally not even like a quarter of it filled with chocolate.
Hey, welcome back. And today we're going to talk about inflation's best friend and side chick, shrinkflation, the one that only seems to be destroying our wallets and looking to make sure that they can extract the most amount of profits by giving the least amount of products that we buy from them. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I've been having this same struggle for so long. I thought I was tripping at first because I started seeing things looking a little bit smaller than I used to think. And I was like, okay, maybe it's because I live in Canada. In America, they might have bigger items and stuff like that. But no, it seems to be going all around the world. I was shocked by some of the examples I saw today. But let's see some examples of some people's experiences with this.
Everyone is tired of being gaslit by grocery stores. Everyone. And it's getting so annoying every day to deal with shrinkflation. We actually all know what the term shrinkflation means, right? It's when you go to the grocery store and you go buy that thing that you always get. And it has 6 in a box, right? And the box looks the same, and you take it and you pay for it. How much do you pay for it? You pay too much for it because we're also dealing with inflation. So you pay too much for it, and you get all the way home, and then you open up the box and you go, this has 4 in it now. When did it change to having 4 in it? And you didn't notice that it said 4 on the front instead of 6 because you've been tired, because you have to work extra for all this extra money that everything costs. Why has this been happening? It's been happening because of corporate greed. And our senator here in Pennsylvania, Senator Bob Casey, did a bunch of reports on this, and now he has released a bill called the Shrinkflation Prevention Act of 2024 to help finally fight back against shrinkflation. In his reports, he has proven and shown, as so many other organizations have, that inflation and shrinkflation and greedflation are all tied to corporate profits. Because when Wall Street goes and reports every single quarter they're making more money, they point out, hey, we're selling less stuff for more money now in the same packaging. That should be illegal. That should have the jurisdiction of the Federal Trade Commission, which is what Senator Bob Casey wants to do. He wants to empower the Federal Trade Commission to be able to go after bad actors and bad companies who are selling us less for more.
He is absolutely right. I wish we had more places doing this type of acts, like mayors putting out policies to ensure they can fight against this. I feel this guy is pain. I really do. Because we're already struggling with high prices. I don't want to also deal with also having less of what I'm buying. It doesn't make any sense. This is just the lengths of which companies are going through just to make sure that they can take out profits. I realized before, the iPhone used to come with headphones, a charging cable, and what else did it used to come with? I think that was what was in the box when you bought the iPhone. Now when you buy an iPhone, it just comes with the iPhone itself. They charge you on the charging cable, they charge you on the headset, they charge you on every little aspect that you want to get. So I think even companies are going towards that route whereby they're not giving us what they used to, and now they're just cutting back and then just charging each additional piece that we want to add on to the original phone that was supposed to come with everything. It's crazy.
The next time you go to the store, keep this in mind. A concept called shrinkflation, have you heard of it? Means you could be getting less bang for your buck.
Bread companies have gone down by 20 grams, 30 grams, and that doesn't seem like a lot, but that's almost equivalent of a slice or two.
Shoppers noticing they are paying the same prices for smaller or less products. They're sharing what they're seeing online. So here's some examples. Boxes with less tissues, bottles slightly smaller than before, bags with fewer bagels inside. Experts say producers usually turn to shrinkflation when cost of living goes up. And after the packages are made smaller, they usually don't go back.
I don't even think this was even because cost of living goes up. I think they just be doing this slowly but surely throughout the years, just cutting it slowly, just to ensure that, for Wall Street and all the big investors that, hey, we're still making more money, we're still doing this amount of sales. And it's the manufacturers, it's also the grocery stores. All of them are working together. They're colluding together to ensure that they can get the most amount of profits from it.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, here's a pet peeve of mine. Guys, measure your products when you buy them. So this little hoo-ha, this little Premier Protein says 11 ounces. I put it in my little Ninja, and it's not even 10.
You see?
And I actually verified that this is measured correctly with a separate measuring cup. Now you think about that. If you're not getting, say, 10% of your product, that's a lot. And you think about this company, they're short filling these containers They're saving 10% on all their manufacturing, but they're still charging us the same. Hell, if you put 10 ounces here, I'll just look at it and go, okay, I'm getting less for more, but you're putting 11. This is the 4th time this week that I've had this happen. So go measure what you get from the store and let me know in the comments if you're not getting what you're paying for.
That's crazy. This is what I was saying. It's now going to a point where they'll probably have the exact same product. Fine, they might put these policies into place, and I hope politicians can also focus on this area as well. They might say, okay, fine, we'll fix that whole shrinkflation aspect of it, but then they'll start reducing the portion sizes on the product itself, but you can't really tell. Like here, like as he mentioned, here you look at it and you'll be like, oh, it's 11 ounces. You go home and you put it in there, you probably not think too much of it. However, like if you're an actual person who wants to measure exactly how much you're getting, this will probably affect you so much. And it's sad. I'm scared that this might be the next move forward. Instead of now reducing the packaging size, keep the packaging size the same, put the number as what it says it is, however, change the amount. Madness.
So I'd like to demonstrate a perfect example of shrinkflation. So I used to get these all the time from Superstore, and I distinctly remember these having a dozen pieces.
They used to be.
6 on each side. And then last year, I remember noticing, hey, for some reason, they've only got 5 pieces a side, 10 pieces. Just got this pack, 4 per side. So now it's 8 pieces.
For the same price.
Same price. Nothing's changed. So
surprising enough, I used to buy those treats or those pastries. They're delicious. Before, you buy so many of them, you get them in the pack. It used to be something I would go to people's houses and give them. Now, if I buy them, it looks like I actually ate a couple of them before giving them to someone. And it's like, what is going on, bro? What is going on? And then the packaging is like, it's always redesigned. They always do some redesigning with all of these packages. Oh, look at this new design that's different from the one that you bought before. But when you find out it's actually a lot smaller, but the price is the exact same thing. It's like, what are you trying to fool us on this one for?
My Perfume is a great example of shrinkflation, where a business, instead of raising the price of the commodity to keep up with inflation, they just make the product smaller to save on the manufacturing costs. So that way, the public price that we see stays the same. Most of us don't know the manufacturing and distribution costs for the products that we buy and consume, because then if we did, we could maybe start to get a rough idea of net profits per product or unit sold. We'd start to wonder, like, well, is this actually shrinkflation, a response to inflation, or is this greedflation? We're all inside capitalism, okay? Most of us probably notice shrinkflation the most in some of the things that we need, like our food. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how shrinkflation...
Yep. So, it's obvious in the most of the things that you need, but in luxury brands, I think people allow it to slide just because you're paying that exorbitant price for an exclusive product. It's a luxury. You don't need perfume, but you want it. So it's a lot of the wants that now they're starting to charge higher pricing.
A great example of shrinkflation at its finest. Both of these I got from Target. Got the top one about a good year ago. 60 bags in a box. Same price, I think $12.99. Now, for the same price, you get 50 bags. Telling you, shrinkflation.
It's not even like the bag has even improved. Look at it, the packaging. Literally, they didn't even put any effort into the redesign of it. They just literally just changed the number and the quantity inside it and then put the pricing there, thinking that we wouldn't even notice. Sad, bro. And I feel sorry for the people who really have to go through this, especially if it comes to like goods for your family, like baby products, diapers, and you're just trying to make sure that you can provide ends meet for your kid, and you're noticing these changes and they can dramatically affect your income. That's the main thing about it. So they are the ones who even feel the pinch. We do feel it. I'm not lying. Like, I'm not saying that we don't. We do. But the person who's like in the like lower class and people who are really struggling, they really do experience the hardship out of all of this. But corporate greed is like, hey, I don't care. Like, we're gonna make the most amount of money for our...
So I was just doing like my weekly, I love this filter, vitamins restock. And I noticed something with shrinkflation. So let me show you.
Tell us more.
Shrinkflation is real. So this is the multivitamin that I take. Okay, as you can see, in this one, there's 25 caplets, okay? Sometimes I buy the bigger bottle, which has like, I don't know, 30 to 60 caplets, but I just bought this because it was cheap. I think it was like $4.50 at the Dollarama, and I was just like running out of them. So I'm like, I don't want to wait for Amazon to send, and I didn't feel like going into like Walmart or whatever. So long story short, this is the old bottle, okay? 25 caplets, not bad, almost a month's worth, right? For like $4.50. So I go to the Dollarama to get more because, again, I didn't want to wait, and I'm like, shit, I'm low. This is the new one, okay? New bottle, and they say improved formula. The caplets are also not pink anymore on the inside. They're like this weird color. You know, they've put a couple different things on here, blah, blah, blah. It's all the same. Except this.
20.
They've literally shrunk it down to 20 caplets now instead of 25. So now I'm curious if the bigger bottle has also been shrinkflation down.
Absolutely.
This whole shrinkflation stuff is not only I've noticed with vitamins, I've noticed it in like many items in the grocery store.
This is the example I remember seeing on a video whereby someone would would show us their receipt of groceries that they had bought like maybe 2 years ago for like maybe $100, and they got like maybe 30 items, let's just say, for example. Now they have the exact same receipt that they pulled off today, and they see the amount of goods that they can buy, and it's far less. They make cutbacks on certain things that you'd want and not want. Now it's gone to a point where, because of those cutbacks, people are buying less and less items, or at least the amount that you can buy with $100 now is far less. And I understand, yes, inflation and everything, but it's added, or it's been accelerated by these corporations trying to make the most amount of profits from us. It's disgusting because you're really going to that extent where like people definitely need food to survive, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna profit off of it. And it's already bad as it is because there's medicine that, you know, the pharmaceutical areas do this, but now even your groceries, it's like, what, where are we going with this? At what point do we get our full money's worth?
So I've never tried these M&Ms before. They're like the brownie ones. And I thought £1.50, great. And then look, there is literally not even like a quarter of it filled with chocolate. So I decided not to buy it because that's pretty expensive. Madness.
You know what we should probably do just to fight back is just leave those items there and let them expire. Let them expire so they know that we're not planning to fall for any of these. Because at some point they would have to make those changes, but it's looking like, because people are still going to purchase them regardless, they're like easy to get away with this. But we definitely need to fight against this. This is ridiculous. Like, where does this go? Look at this. Those cheeses, look at them. They're like 3 inside. He probably paid like $2.
How many are in there? How many are in there?
But that's like 3. You can barely eat that. You can't even call that a snack. Oh my God. There's nothing left. This is what's happening, bro. Especially when you buy those small packs at a convenience store or a gas station. Oh my God, those are the worst. I never even try to purchase any of those because I know I'm getting robbed. For $3, I buy a little Lay's and I get only 2 chips. That's ridiculous.
This is shrinkflation at its finest, and horrible packaging. Only like half of it, less than half of it is filled up. This is ridiculous.
They didn't even try. Look at that. They didn't even try. And you went with that type of packaging design where you could see inside? Oh Lord, look at that. I would be pissed. You would have to buy like, if you're throwing a party, you'd have to buy like 4 or 5 chips like these, or tortillas, just so that at least you can have it enough for people to have to eat. But this is not even enough for even one person. Someone can eat this and be done with it within a few seconds.
I want to show you the container that I bought last week.
This is the one that I bought last week. As you can see, it's 750 grams, and this goes for around $7.99 a container, and that is a normal price for yogurt, sadly. And this is the one that I just bought yesterday. Yes, I know it's strawberry, it's not vanilla, they were out of vanilla, but all of the Siggy's yogurts are now 650 grams for the same price. They're still $7.99.
We usually do like 200 grams for a serving, so these 750 gram ones would last us almost 4 servings, and now we get like basically 3 servings for for the same price, for $7.99, which is already outrageous for yogurt. It is so expensive to eat well and try to eat healthy in this country. It's just getting so out of hand. Like, what else? What are we supposed to be eating? Like, I truly cannot remember the last time that we spent less than $200 in a week for groceries.
That's
I know we're all
mad. That is mad. And that's what I'm saying. Serving portions will have to go down. If I was able to buy like a whole chicken wing, a whole chicken wing. If I was able to buy chicken and I can serve like 5 people with it, but now the portion sizes are reduced, but the price is still the same. Now I can only serve like 3 or 4 people. I'll have to buy more chicken. It's a cycle of always wanting to spend more. And I think that's where people are noticing is like their grocery bills are starting to go way higher. And they're trying to reduce they're trying to cut back on costs. But then you have no other choice but to buy more. This is the problem that's going on here. Golly, talk about being healthy. Even trying to be unhealthy is expensive, bro.
Why was this bag, it was full of air, and I obviously and wrongly assumed it was full of chips. And I poked a hole in the bag because I was like, hold on. When I picked it up, it was feeling kind of light. Do you see how there is about 50% of the chips in the bag? Can we even say 50% of the bag has chips? Like, and then the deli like has a nerve to be charging like $2 whatever for it. At least $2, and it's like, it's not their fault. They didn't put the chips in the bag, but I'm like, Lay's, is really how we're gonna do this?
That's about 20%, let's be real. Like 60% is even pushing it. Like, bro, what is that? Lay's literally, you're only paying for air. I don't know how much it costs Lay's to manufacture this product, but I know we're paying a big portion towards just getting free air in the bag. That's it. And it pisses me off. Chips are things you want to enjoy when you're chilling. But if I have to think about how much it's hurting my wallet just while I'm eating them chips and half the air is gone, it's just gonna piss me off. I don't know. You let me know what you've experienced with shrinkflation. What are you guys buying that you're noticing that, you know, portion sizes are either too less or you're paying a little bit too much for the same product? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.